So, tell me, what are we talking about today?
Today on Keepin the Geek Bros, episode 91. After a fantastic New Year's hiatus, we have PlayStation celebrating 25 years of play. PlayStation 5 leak might reveal a killer feature. Star Wars reveals what happens right after Luke lost his hand to Darth Vader. Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker plunges 71% in the box office. Avatar 2 is still a thing. The Mandalorian Chapter 7 The Reckoning and Chapter 8 Redemption review. Inebriated fitness, probiotics, and a sports nutrition position. All this and more this week's episode of Keepin the Geek Bros, a family podcast, allegedly. Stay tuned.
In a world where geeking out never looked so good, two incredibly sexy men will rise for your auditory pleasure. Here's your hosts, Keeping Up with the Geek Bros.
Yes. Keepin the Geek Bros podcast. I'm your host, Vibe. With me is my fellow geek bro, singular.
Darth Flex.
Darth Flex is in the building. Darth Flex, before we get into today's topic, tell these fine individuals where to find us on our social medias.
Absolutely. I know it's been a while. You guys took us out on, do I even remember this? You can check us out on Instagram and Twitter at Geek Bros with zero. That's GEKBR0S. You can check us out on Facebook.com/Geek Bros with zero for pretty cool, funny stuff. Also, email us. New year, new you, so send us news at geekbros with a zero at yahoo.com. Send us your dogs and cats too.
By all means.
I think. Yep, and then the first place to find the Geek Bros.
The first place!
WeBeGeeksPC.com. Now, so this is beautiful concoction, all of this sad pantry of expired milk chocolate and Egyptian cinnamon. You can check us out at youtube.com/5webstudios. That's VIBEREVSTUDIOS.
That is right. So we're going to move on to comments and questions from you, the audience. Now, you guys know we've been on hiatus for about 2 weeks, so I have a plethora of comments from you guys on all our social medias. I didn't know that if you let these things pile up for a while, it becomes overwhelming. So let's get right into it. Facebook comments, that's facebook.com/geekbros0. I posted a picture of the fantastic iPick Boca Raton Renaissance confirmation for me and Darth Flex, and was that Jaiko Rodriguez posted a Star Wars Rise of Skywalker. I think it's a pin as a response. So thanks a lot for commenting there. Next one is Star Wars Rise of Skywalker. It was just the actual movie poster. And Eric Owen says she failed as a credible critic. Now I'm not sure if it was a review of the Rise of Skywalker and it was a positive review, and that's what he's referring to. Do you remember what that was about? Okay, look, keep it moving. So still on Facebook, we released Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker movie review, and Jaiko Rodriguez again commented, "It's the end of a franchise as we see it, and yes, I saw the movie." So I remember speaking to this guy, and I said, "Listen, pretty much all of us enjoyed it, and we liked it even better a second time." So I recommended that he watch it a second time, and he said, "You know what? I will watch it a second time." He hasn't replied since, but Jaiko Rodriguez, if you listen to the podcast or you're watching the video recap, please, by all means, comment and let us know what you think the second time around. I'm dying to hear it because it's interesting. I'm being on the other end of the fandom menace. We also, Darth Flex and I did our first in a long time Stardust reaction as we were walking out of iPick, and it was the reaction to Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. And Nicole LeBlanc says, "Where's the spoilers? I came for spoilers." Of course, I told her that there's gonna be no spoilers. It was just a it's just a reaction, and she said, "I don't mind spoilers." Nick Rojas then also commented, "Who are you, Ray? Who? Ray Skywalker?" And with a tear face. And I don't. Does that mean he liked it, or does it mean he was sad that she said that crap?
He liked it.
He liked it. Okay, because sometimes I don't get the emojis. Back to still Facebook. We posted there. There's no there's no reverse cowgirl in Kentucky. You don't turn your back on family. So that was a that was a meme we posted on Facebook, and of course Brian Brink tagged AJ Lopez and put LOL. Moving on, we posted a WeGotThisCovered.com article. Darth Maul Disney Plus show will be reportedly exploring his backstory, and Michael Emmerich said, we got this covered. Trust lightly." So I don't know if that means that it's gonna be good or that it's still a rumor. Who knows? Still, Facebook. I'm telling you guys, it's all here. Eric Owens said, "You son of a bitch, I'm in," and she's for the same things for the Darth Maul potential series. Then from IGN, we posted Mark Hamill versus Vesemir? Is that how you pronounce that?
Vesemir, yeah.
Vesemir. Mark Hamill jokingly said he wants to play Vesemir, an experienced Witcher who acted as father figure to, was it Geralt? Geralt?
No. Geralt of Rivia.
Geralt, yep. In The Witcher season 2, and Renee Hernandez says, "I'm okay with this." So, moving on. We didn't. That's more. I don't know. Eric Owens put like some kind of campaign manager kissing babies. Some seems creepy. Let's do something else. Joe Biden kind of response to that. You don't turn your back on family thing. I don't get it. Not sure. We also put the Mandalorian finale earns rare perfect score on Rotten Tomatoes. Our man, homie, and new, I guess, favorite commenter, Bryson Jones says, "Yes, hands down, better than the previous projects they've done. They need to continue to do these with Jon Favreau in command. One of the funniest shows I've seen in a long time, literally bringing out Clone Wars." And I totally agree. The Mandalorian was live action Clone Wars for me. It really was. It was fantastic. JJ, you want to read can you see anything? You want to read your response to him?
Sure. So I said, Bryson Jones agreed. I mean, if they can get Vibe to like, so if I like it, then damn right. And then I have a little scenario where Garbanzo walks in with a small memory chip with the Mandalorian on it and hands it to Vibe, who's wearing a double bun wig. Garbanzo asks, "What is it?" Vibe smiles and looks up.
That's funny. And so, of course, Bryson Jones replies, "Exactly." So that's so funny. Moving on, it says, "Men don't recycle. They don't want people to think they're gay. Study finds." And that's a topic we placed on our Facebook page. And Eric Owen says, "People who are worried about being labeled as gay likely aren't far off, LOL." Which I find funny because I agree. I mean, I do a lot of silly crap. I took a picture, holding onto a lollipop with a big bright smile. But I am secure in my sexuality. No, I am secure in sexuality. I don't care what anybody thinks about that. Yeah, because I know that, that I love women. I enjoy women. I have nothing against it. So me being silly and having a personality, doing things that are metrosexualist, or the fact that I can cook the way I cook, and that means who cares?
I'll attest to that. Vibe lays the pipe down. I mean, he's a man's man when it comes to that.
So I mean, I'm just saying. So I totally agree with Eric. If you're concerned about being gay, then you probably have you probably question your sexuality. But if you're secure in your masculinity, you can recycle, or you can cook and make a pretty spread, or you can go to a Candytopia and take pictures of all these lollipops. You can dress up at Comic-Con, stuff like that. So I'm just saying. I totally agree, Eric. You're the man. Moving on. Universal Orlando is quietly working on a Lord of the Rings land theme park university. That we posted on our Facebook. And Dalton Davis, he said, "Awesome, can't wait." See what I'm saying? Do you see how many random people that are different? These are all different names, and I love this. That's why you guys now have access to IG. You do this on IG. We had no Instagram comments. We did have 2 comments on our Rise of Skywalker review YouTube comments. First it was from JJ, of course, Darflex himself. "I still can't believe they did that to my boy Snap." Like, and of course, that's a spoiler about how Snap died. Then Isaiah, he said the movie looked and sounded good, but there were so many insane plot holes that it killed the experience for me. So I replied with, we totally agree, but most of was it right? But most of us hope we had to have a good time. The movie was probably as good as it could be, after The Last Jedi. So, but I agree with Isaiah on our YouTube, and it's youtube.com/Vibrant for now, because Geek Bros YouTube is still being worked on. And I agree, the movie was a fast pace, but it was a fast, enjoyable pace. That's where I came from. Twitter, of course, Pac-Man. That's at Hey I'm Pac-Man retweeted twice our unboxing review, because we did have a Pac-Man thing in there. It said Waka Waka hashtag retro gaming, our retweet Vibrep Studios. So they did that. That was great. We got, instead of an email, we actually got a text message, and I got this review from Kylo Sam of Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. He says, Star Wars, a hot trans man. Hot trans man. I don't know. Hot trans man. So upset. The last good movie was the last good one was really Rogue One. I was force-fed a load of things with a promise of a good ending, and then puke. Quite possibly the worst Star Wars of them all. They saved the mess for the last. So he actually, the way he sounds about, the way he feels about the Rise of Skywalker is how I felt about the Last Jedi. So it's really funny. So, and that's it. That was a lot, guys. Thank you so much for all your comments, especially Facebook is on fire. Of course, email us, tweet us, text us, Instagram, comment. We're going to read it all. No matter what you say, we're going to read it. Even if it's inappropriate or it's bashing us. So, with that being said, Gent, anything to report? Happy New Year, I'd like to say to you and to everybody listening. And instead of reporting anything, report something, and then let's talk, New Year's resolution, if you have any. Darflex.
No, because I'm not gay. No, I'm kidding. Well, I've been reading a lot of investment books and a lot of financial literacy books, so I can achieve financial freedom. Because I'm tired of fucking working for people, bro. This fucking rat race is bullshit. I don't see what I have to, work, and I make my own schedule. So that's what I've been doing. I've been getting really fucking calls. Looking at starting my program my first year of this month, hopefully. And I'm gonna take that money and take it right back and reinvest it. Until I can have enough assets that my liabilities are significantly lower, and I can make my money work for me, then instead of me working for money like a fucking slave.
Is that your New Year's resolution to invest?
That's pretty much my fucking lifelong resolution now.
I get it. What anything to report as the new year has just begun?
I saved my issue. I thought I had staff jiu-jitsu.
Okay, all right. Well, for me, New Year's resolution is I don't really have any. I don't really believe in New Year's resolutions because you don't need a new year to as an excuse to do some changing. All I said was that the fitness thing that I was doing back when I first started in April and stopped and then started again over the summer, I'm just going to continue. So it's not a resolution; it's just a continuation, just into the new year. That's really about it. Hopefully hoping to just keep with the studio and going, being as consistent as we've been, and hopefully we're finally reached over the hump of, the turmoil that was the beginning of last year with the upset of the brand and the studio. Hopefully we can get that camera back working again. I don't know why it stopped to get that. But other than that, and to report, of course, you can see my background. The move to the new location is now complete. So there will be no more interruptions in studio productions and Geek Bros productions. So I'd like to say welcome back, and let's make 2020 better than 2019. All right. So that is the end of that.
That's right, man.
Read the script.
I'm reading the fucking script, man. All right. You know what's funny? I'm not.
You know what?
Shit.
We're at
what's going on with the Geek Bros?
Well, the Geek Bros, of course, before the hiatus, we released our Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker review, and it was darn good. It was myself, and it was Darflex, and it was our very last recording at the old studio setup, and it was a lot of fun. It was reminiscent. We came right after the movies. We had a good time, and it was a good review. It was actually quite funny. Also, I didn't waste any time. We have a new unboxing that was released yesterday, so check it out. It's it was recorded. You can tell it was recorded around Halloween. It was done around our Halloween special, so that's why Darflex is wearing eyeliner and why I look slightly more portly than I should be. So yeah, definitely check that out. It's already out, and it's fun. It's a fun episode. It was probably the most enjoyable unboxing that I filmed since the very beginning because we laughed a lot, and you definitely want to know what we're giving away, especially Darflex's custom vinyl toy. So coming up soon is, I don't know what's coming up soon because we've been so there's not much left.
Coming up soon, Vibe is going to watch all of The Witcher, and he's going to review.
There you go. We're gonna watch The Witcher. We're gonna do a Witcher review both on the podcast and an original recipe episode. I think now that I have time, there's no more excuses. I can finally complete the Dark Crystal, the movie review, and I think that's all. And the what is that thing? Gamer Comic Con. That's gonna be completed as well. So look forward to these videos that are waiting in the wings, and they'll be released. So, and that's about it. So, if this is your first time listening to our broadcast, please take a moment to subscribe and leave a review on your favorite podcasting app. If you're watching us, please don't forget to subscribe, comment, and share. YouTube has recently changed its algorithm to favor corporate channels, so independent productions such as ourselves, they don't get recommended. Our views are suffering, and it limits our exposure to new audience. So please, by all means, if you like what we're doing, comment, share. It helps. Trust me, it really helps us. So without further ado, episode 91 starts now. It's time for the fresh scent. So, no movies out this week to discuss. I'm just gonna say, Garbanzo unfortunately was unable to make it. Joe Taro is being himself, and of course, if you're watching us, you'll see that Flex has moved his recording outdoors, so that's why you'll hear a little bit of the outdoorsy back and forth. So, just letting you guys know what's going on. So, video games out this week, brought to you by Darflex.
Today is 9th. It starts at 8. Let's all the way up to 12. Okay. So, January 3rd, we have Dr.
You're breaking up, sir.
Branch for the PC. We have, that's it for the week. There's only 2 games out until the 14th.
Really?
That's really, huh?
That's interesting. You'd expect more. What about the Battle for Azeroth? Do you have any updates on the World of Warcraft?
I do. Nothing major, but just remember, Warcraft 3 Reforged does come out next week, and if you pre-order before it comes out, get the deluxe edition, you are able to get exclusive content for the World of Warcraft, exclusive mounts, coins, and cards for Hearthstone. If you still play that game, it's pretty good. Other than that, the battle still continues. Right now you're grinding and finishing off whatever dungeons you wanted to revisit through the Time Walkers. Really, the Time Walkers is the thing holding up the game until, I guess, an expansion or a new patch comes out, because all we're doing right now is going back to dungeons and playing at harder levels.
Okay, all right. Are we? I don't know. I was gonna say, are we ever gonna play together? I don't know because we haven't. I still haven't done my thing. I haven't played it yet. I should go back into it. But then again, I have Kingdom Hearts that I haven't finished. I have Jedi Fallen Order that I haven't finished. I've got so much, and now I'm playing. Believe it or not, I'm playing Pokemon Sword, and oh my god, it's addicting. I love Pokemon Sword, so I'm playing it on my new bed. And so that's taking up my time. So I got to get back into these things. All right, we're going to move on to the very first topic we've got. And it is PlayStation celebrating 25 years of play. So I'm going to share my screen so you guys, and we're going to play just a tidbit of it because, we don't have all that.
This was not.
Yeah, hold on. Let's see. And play. Yeah. PSP. PlayStation 3. Woo! The DualShock 3 controller. The PS Vita.
One on your PSP.
Yeah. PlayStation 4. the PlayStation 4 controller. Yeah. PlayStation VR, and motion controls. That's what's up. Thank you for 25 years of play. See you in 2020. I actually like that. That was pretty good. I thought it was longer for some reason. I thought it was a longer video. But yeah, 25 years of PlayStation play. And here's the funny thing about it though, is that I only got into the PlayStation around the PS2, the end of PS2, more so PS3. I was a Sega guy until Sega kind of crapped on us. Then I moved over to Nintendo. I was never really a PlayStation guy. Now I am. Now I'm all about PlayStation. And you guys are trying to convert me to an Xbox guy, which by the way, I did buy a new controller for the Xbox. It's now I just need to set it up in my room so I can play with you guys in my room. So just throwing that out there. So I can't wait to start doing that with you guys. So what did you think? 25 years of PlayStation. How do you feel? Are you a PlayStation guy? I mean, I know you're about Xbox, but do you care?
I've had it since PS1. I do care. I have a PS4. I play it. I mean, especially exclusive titles like God of War. Well, actually, Grand Theft Auto used to be exclusive, and that was my main reason for getting a PlayStation was Grand Theft Auto. Now it's on both.
Grand Theft Auto was pretty cool. I won't lie. I mean, I only really got into it for the Final Fantasy games. That was what really Final Fantasy 7, Final Fantasy 8, a little bit of 8, definitely 10 and 10 too. That's the only reason why I began liking. And then of course Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts was absolutely why I got into PlayStation, because I love the original Kingdom Hearts. I like Kingdom Hearts 2. So yeah. So if you guys want to share your memories, email us geekbros@0@yahoo.com. 25 years of PlayStation play. All right, we're going to move on to the latest PlayStation 5 leak might have revealed a killer feature that fans will flip out over. This article comes from brg.com. PlayStation 5 is going to be one of the most anticipated products of this year, and we might soon learn more details about it. Sony has already teased a major image at CES 2020 announcement that could involve some PlayStation revelations. And the PS5 is expected to be fully unveiled as soon as February during a special media event. Until that happens, however, we have one more exciting rumor for all the PlayStation owners who dream about playing all their games on the new machine. A leaker says that he's able to confirm that the PlayStation 5's PlayStation 5 backward compatibility feature will not be limited to only PS4. It will be extended all the way back to the first PlayStation. Now, that's amazing. You know what I'm saying? Could you imagine releasing a PlayStation that will play all the games from your libraries? It makes me feel bad about giving away what I gave away at GameStop the other day. That makes me want this even more. Could you imagine? What do you think?
Yeah, what else would you need? I mean, what the fuck else would you need, really?
Exactly. You know? Then again, all the value of all those old systems would drop immediately. I need to sell my PlayStation 3 like today because if this is true, it's gonna take everything. But that would be awesome. I would love to play like the Dynasty Warriors Gundam games on the PS5. I'd love to do that. I'd absolutely, it'd be great. There's certain games that I enjoy, but yeah, I'm excited about it. If you guys are excited about it, let us know. But if this is just a rumor, we might still have time for them to do this. Let's at Sony and tell them, listen, make this happen. You'd be a lifesaver. You'd be our hero if you were made this thing go back 4 generations. I'm just saying. Sorry, we're gonna move on to Pokemon Go with 5G clues points to enhanced legendary event. This article comes from slashgear.com. Puzzle pieces dropped by Niantic 5G data carrier and Qualcomm over the past couple of years point to a nearly inevitable epic event. Given the products and services we've seen confirmed by various companies involved, it would appear that Niantic is working on making a legendary event a reality. The event includes Pokemon Go gameplay in augmented and/or mixed reality, and a potential inclusion of brand new software, enabling and surpassing the mythical event shown in one of the very first official videos made for Pokemon Go. Back in December 2018, more than 2 years ago, at the point at which this newest article is set to go live, we see Niantic doing some very early work with 5G connectivity. There, with the video accelerating our augmented reality vision with 5G networks, we see Niantic co-founder and CTO Phil Kesslin speak about and then current state of the industry. So it looks like what they're saying is there was a the first Pokemon Go trailer. Do you remember it was like a Pikachu fighting Mewtwo, and it was a whole bunch of people running at Times Square, and that's never and it never actually happened. So that's what they're saying. They're saying with the 5G connection, they might actually have an epic event like that where they can have everybody run to a location and fight together, and through 5G. Now, Pokemon Go is still a thing, I guess. What do you? I mean, I'm actually seeing commercials for Pokemon Go on Hulu. With I think they have a new pet feature now where a pet walks with you apparently or something like that. I don't know. How do you feel about this potential legendary big event like that was basically showcased as the.
I don't think it's going to be as big as you think it's going to be. I doubt people are really going to run out and meet like that. I'm sure it'll happen a lot on like college campuses because we already got there, but I don't really see it being anything huge. I also don't give a fuck about Pokemon Go
anymore.
I think this is a better quest for someone like Garbanzo.
True. Well, Garbanzo, where you at? All right, well, that's it for what's new in the gaming world. We're going to move on to inebriated fitness. Darth Flex is an exercise physiologist with a BS in exercise and sports science. He is a certified CSCS strength conditioning coach, a CISSN sports nutritionist, sports injury specialist, and currently an MMA weight cut specialist and nutritionist. Probiotics, a sports nutrition position. Now, probiotics are a live bacteria and a yeast that are apparently good for you, especially for your digestive system. We usually think of these as germs that cause diseases, but your body is full of bacteria, both good and bad. Probiotics are often called good or helpful bacteria, and they help keep your gut healthy. So, you sent me an article that I actually didn't even get to read that I have right here. The International Society of Sports Nutrition Position Stand Probiotics. So, abstract position statement. The International Society of Sports Nutrition provides an objective and critical review of the mechanisms and use of probiotic supplements to optimize the health, performance, and recovery of athletes. Based on the current available literature, the conclusions of the ISSN are as follows. So, talk to me about this, because I know you've always been about gut health. I even had your kombucha once, which is fantastic. I need more of that. I mean, even if I have to pay you more of that.
I got you on the express.
So, I'll come pick it up weekly if I have to come pick it up weekly. I don't mind. I'll drive right there to get it, because it was fantastic. But
the International Society of Sports Nutrition, that's where I'm certified as a nutritionist. That's where I do a majority of my research and publish. So this is a peer-reviewed study. It's not an observational study. And what a position stand is normally when someone asks you, what do you think about this? Normally I give you guys an answer. If I want to give you a legitimate answer, like, look this up. This is exactly where we stand as far as our thoughts on it. And you see this is like 44 pages long, right?
Oh, yes.
Like,
I printed the whole thing.
Yeah. I've never done one that long, but I was part of this, but not as an author. Now, I never published one that long, but you see how long it can be, and a lot of it is data. So, yes, you can read one of these, but it doesn't matter if you don't know how to interpret significant data and statistics. Because it's really tedious, and I got to say, the least favorite part of for me in this field. But like this is probably the most legit I've ever done on podcast. So I feel like this is what I was for studying to back it up, which is crazy for me. And no disrespect to the bacon to the so all they give is opinions. That's not like, what are you telling me? You're not telling me anything but your opinion. This is what I mean by having something to back you up.
Wait till the plane passes. Wait till the plane passes. He's outside, ladies and gentlemen. He's trying something different.
I'm actually waiting for my ride.
Where's your?
I'm still on campus.
Oh, I can tell. Where's your head? Your mouthpiece? You don't have that with you? Oh, because you're out. You're not home. That's it. Okay.
But so this is what I mean by legitimate, incredible sources. Again, this is what I say. This is why I always complain about the big and bean thing. When I listen to the podcast, they're pretty good, but they're not giving me anything. I actually felt dumber listening to them. Like, what are you telling me other than what you think? All right. So, probiotics, something I've always. It's actually one of the. Alongside with creatine, is probably one of the biggest part of my research. What I've done over the years. And gut health is very important. Just about 70% of our immune system is located in our gut. Right? And our gut does include, our small and large intestine, where we dehydrate food or chyme, which later becomes shit, right? We dehydrate it, got nutrients from there, and we absorb it through our gut, which is some in the stomach and then the rest in our intestines. Now, a majority of that bacteria is located in our intestines. Good bacteria. And it's very important because it has very significant effects on different people. Specifically, athletes in this study, you see that, for example, excessive exercise can lower your it can have.
I'm getting a lot of wind.
Like a hurricane.
Exactly. That's what it sounded like.
It almost blew my computer out. So, stress, excessive exercises can lower your immune system, can lower the permeability of your intestines or your gut, which can lead into upper respiratory. Like the most common illness that you see in athletes is like a cold.
What do you hear? What do you hear? What did you wait for? What happened? A plane?
No. Oh, yeah. You still there?
I do, but it's okay.
But,
Listen, what understand is that when it's never a dull moment with the ambiance behind Darth Lex. You never know what you're gonna get. I love it.
Trying, man. I didn't have Alright, so. So the permeability of your stomach and other stuff can lead to a lower immune system, can lead to something like a common cold. One of the biggest defeats of the virus, it's not really ever fever, it's not really ever illnesses of virus, it's the common cold, respiratory infection, like boogers, mucus, all that stuff. Like. So certain strands of probiotics can have a very positive effect on your immune system, especially the ones with anti-inflammatory properties. There are tons of probiotic strands, which I'm not going to go into, but if you ever look at any of these researches, they list them all. A lot of them are specific in the sense of the benefits they offer.
Well, I think you froze. You froze. You said the benefits they offer.
Exercise that breaks down the benefits they offer. Aside from the immune system response, I think anti-inflammatory properties are the best benefits. Because when you do exercise that breaks down muscle, and you want to fight that inflammation.
It sounds like you're at war. I'm gonna be real with you. What I hear is like you're at war right now. It's so funny.
So,
is the airport so close to you guys?
Fort Lauderdale airport is.
Okay.
So probiotics is a very important supplement. And I always harp on you guys, especially like when I was really was talking about a bunch of antibiotics for a fucking cold.
Right.
I'm like, bitch. And I'm not ripping on it, but I generally did care. Like, hey man, like you're killing all the good bacteria. You're gonna feel better from the antibiotics at what cost. So I would absolutely, and doctors prescribe antibiotics. Okay. Antibiotics are meant for bacterial infections and for like diseases and something like viruses. But a cold, a little bit of bronchitis. No, man. Like if you practice proper health and just recover, kind of sit it out, you'll be fine. It's better to build the good bacteria than rather than build the bad bacteria, or just kill it all together and start from ground zero.
Right.
Probiotics, again, it's very easily accessible to kombucha, Greek yogurt, kefir, kimchi, many fermented foods, pickles, depends on how you make them. Some of them taste really good. They're pretty delicious, okay? Very easy to get, very easy to ingest, and they have a lot of benefits like anti-aging properties, anti-inflammatory properties, immune system responses, reduction of fatty tissue or weight loss, the increase of muscular tissue. If you are taking probiotics, you're able to absorb more amino acids that will help you build lean body muscle. That's pretty much it for probiotics, man. I mean, just take it and avoid antibiotics unless you absolutely need it. Because we need bacteria. Our gut has to be healthy. You know, when they think that your gut, we actually have neurons in our gut. We have brain cells in our gut. So sometimes when you say think of the gut, it's not completely out of this world. Take care of yourself.
All right, all right. Well, thank you, sir. If you want more fitness and nutrition tips, or you'd like to see some of his sweet, sweet UFC posts, follow my man here on Instagram. That's Darth_Flex, DARTH_Flex. All right, we're moving on to reading is fundamental. Star Wars reveals what happened right after Luke lost his hand to Darth Vader. This article comes from comicbook.com. Ahead of the comics debut next week, Marvel Comics just released an official preview of the opening pages of Star Wars #1, the relaunch of the flagship comic for the franchise in a galaxy far, far away. Much like the 2015 Star Wars series picked up where Episode 7 concluded, the new series will pick up the new series will begin where Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back, wraps things up. Now that we've got the first look at what will happen in the series, we now know we have a canon idea about what happened to Luke after his conversation with Darth Vader on Cloud City. Take a look at the pages below and you'll see what happens. Luke finds himself doing ahead of getting a robot hand. Let's see. What do they show us? All right. Ooh, they show us that the hand gets cut off, and his hand falls down and down. He's sitting there all miserable. Oh, this is actually they actually gave a couple of pages. Wow. Let me go back to the front. Are you seeing this? Did you look at this? Flex, are you there? Am I by myself? Okay, cool. Yep. He's nodding. Yeah. That's all. So it's written by Charles Soule and artist. It'll feature Star Wars #1. Sorry, it will debut in the comic shops and digital platforms January 20th. The new series link, the official description reads below. In the wake of the events following The Empire Strikes Back, it is a dark time for the heroes of the rebellion. The rebel fleet scattered follows a disastrous defeat at the Battle of Hoth, and Han Solo lost to the bounty hunter Boba Fett after being frozen in carbonite. After all being lured into a trap on Cloud City and bested in vicious lightsaber duel against the evil Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker learned the horrible truth about his past. Vader did not kill Luke's father, Anakin. Vader is Luke's father. Now, after narrowly escaping the Dark Lord's clutches, I just lost my place. Where is it? Now, after narrowly escaping the Dark Lord's clutches, the wounded and reeling from the revelation, Luke, Princess Leia, Lando, and the Wookiee Chewbacca, and the droid C-3PO and R2-D2 must fight their way back to the Rebel Alliance. For the fate of the entire galaxy is at stake. After so many losses and victories, victory possible. But what Leia, Luke, and the ragtag band of freedom fighters do not realize is that they only traded one Imperial trap for another. Enter the cunning, vengeful Imperial commander Zara and the helm of the Tarkin's will. So, this seems interesting. I actually might want to check out these comics. I'm not really a comic reader, but I love... Huh?
This is pretty much all I read is comics now, is Star Wars.
Really? You watch them digitally, or you buy them?
I buy them. I go here to the local comic book store down the street.
Oh, okay. I need to do that because I actually, on YouTube, actually, when these things finish, the Darth Vader comic, it's a 2.5 hour video on YouTube, and I watched the entire thing to get caught up, and my God, was that comic amazing. And I just remember, because I remember I first started reading it, and I was going to, not Tate's, the other one, to pick it up. I forget, for our former host. Huh?
Past, present, and future?
Yes, exactly. I would go there and pick up his order, and then I would read it, and he'd read it. We were reviewing it for a while, but we kind of stopped. So a long time ago, but I was great to catch up on it. So this seems interesting. So if you guys are going to check it out, by all means, send us an email and let us know if you're going to check it out. Let us know if you want us to review each issue. We haven't reviewed an issue of a comic besides WrestleTopia in a while. And I'd love to do it, but only if the demand is there. I will go, and you guys know me, I want a hard copy, so I'm not going to buy it digitally. I'm going to go to the store and pick up a hard copy. I'm going to read it, and I'm going to review it. So if you guys want us to do it, you got to let us know. We're here at your beck and will. All right, moving on to The Mandalorian. This is the last of our chapter for this. Let's talk about Chapter 7, The Reckoning, and Chapter 8, The Redemption. Now, Flex, do you want to combine the review, or you want to go episode by episode?
Let's combine the review, just because this episode is pretty much like...
It's a two-parter. Yeah, exactly. So... stunning. Let's give our first reviews. Our initial impressions. Stunning review. We watched the first episode together at Garbanzo's place. I wish we watched these episodes together at Garbanzo's place. I think if there's any episodes that we should have been together for, drinking or having a good time, it was these. I felt great, and the only regret that I have with chapter 7 and 8 is that I watched it alone, or with my son. I love my son, but to have, to have been there with my boys, my homies, So that's the only regret I have is I wish I watched these episodes with you guys. But stunning, stunning, stunning. Oh my god, it was stunning. What was your impression of episode 7 and 8?
These 2 episodes made me realize how much fucking better the production of this goddamn show is than some of the movies that have recently come out. I mean, Jesus Christ. And the cast, the cast is pretty solid in my opinion. And all the cameos, like those scout troopers that are,
oh my god, that was so funny.
I forget the names, but they were pretty famous people.
Are they?
It was the guy who does the voice of Lego Batman and some other dude. I can't remember.
Oh, so Will Arnett and somebody else that I knew the voices sound familiar, but it was a funny thing about that scene, and that's the beginning of episode 7, right? The funny thing about that scene is that after the way they ended episode 6, episode 6, the Ugnaught, you saw that he died, and that was a somber. We're like, oh my god. So to open episode 7 with these two little, for lack of a better word, fucktards, just shooting the shit on their speeders with Baby Yoda, trying to shoot a can or something, and they can't even hit it. They're missing the entire time. And this scene, you'd think you'd be tired of it. It goes on for a little minute. You would think you'd overstay its welcome, but I was laughing so hard. Then one of them does the unspeakable and punches Baby Yoda in the face. I don't know how you. I mean, it was like all you saw was like a real hit. Yep. Okay. And
somebody edited a video on YouTube where it's just 2 hours of the guy just punching Yoda.
Dude, I audibly said, "Holy shit!" I couldn't believe it. Like, remember, this is Disney Plus. Disney Plus. I'm like, I can't believe Disney Plus is letting this happen. This is getting away with it. I mean, when he punched Baby Yoda dead in the face, a real punch, because it was it was bugging the heck out of him, or he wanted him to do or he wanted to see him or something like that, and it bit his finger. But for it to start like that after such a somber way it ended in episode 6, you would think I'd feel some kind of way, but I loved it. I absolutely loved it. What did you think about the real entrance of, what was it, Moff? Is it Moff Gideon? What was it? What is the character's name? Yeah.
Moff Gideon.
What did you think about his entrance?
Straight up OG pimp dog. I mean,
he wiped out a bunch of people.
He is a general who was probably a gangster before he enlisted into the Imperial Army.
Probably. They said that he was on the they thought he was killed for war crimes, but obviously not. And but he, though, is that he's the exact opposite of Krennic. Now, Director Krennic was a lot of yelling and screaming. This guy, he's very calm. Very calm. And it's those calm, menacing motherfuckers that make you concerned. Exactly. It makes you concerned. Like, whenever he spoke, I was on my edge because he was very, like, I don't know how to explain it, but his temperament was like, this is nothing to me. And you know what it kind of reminds me of? And I just thought about it. I don't know if anybody saw that stupid movie, Street Fighter. It's one of my guilty pleasures. And Chung-Li is speaking to M. Bison, and M. Bison, she's telling M. Bison his grand tale of how he stormed her village and killed her father. And he said very clearly, the day Bison graced your village, was the monumental occasion. But for me, it was a Tuesday. Like, that kind of behavior, that kind of really just like middle of the road, like this is beneath me.
Time of the storm.
Yeah. So he I can't wait to see where his character is going. Any other standout moments in episode 7 or 8?
Absolutely. When we also got the Mandalorian's name, which I honestly forgot.
Yeah, I forgot too. Did get it.
And you see his face. He looks like a regular ass, dude who's trying to see oranges on the corner of like San Diego.
He just looks like him. He looks like who? Not Diego Luna. What is his name?
Pedro Pascal.
Yeah, Pedro. It's just Pedro. It's just Pedro Pascal. That's all it is.
But
Nothing special about it. I expected more, but no,
the
just Pedro Pascal.
the fucking standout moments was after the Mandalorian, not shot down, but brought down Moff Gideon, and then at the end we think the episode's over. They pan over to his starfighter, and you think it looks like he's opening it with like a laser and just opening the door to get out.
Right.
It's the fucking dark saber.
Dude, it's not even just the dark saber. It's how good it looked in live action. Because the dark saber, some things don't translate well into live action. That translated very well into live action, and I was just like, wait a minute, is that what I think it is? So it gives the idea that because he's a man of knowledge, like he knew the Mandalorian's name, he knew what he came from. He talked about the purge of the Mandalorians, like. That's
So was he a Mandalorian, or did he kill Bo-Katan and try to lead the Mandalorians?
That's what I'm saying.
Did he do?
And what I said
Like,
is what makes me sad is that Bo-Katan is played by Katie Sackhoff. Katie Sackhoff will look exactly like Bo-Katan in live action. I was hoping to see her in live action. Just dye her hair red. And so the fact that Bo-Katan had it, now he has it, I hope she's not dead. I'll be beat her for it or something, because I was hoping. The minute I saw so many Mandalorians, I was like, maybe Bo-Katan survived, and maybe she'd come in live action. And Katie Sackhoff, that's it. You can't beat that right there. Let's talk about when they were storming the area, and the I guess he was dressed in as a clone trooper outfit, the fire, the flame trooper, and how Baby Yoda halted the flames, blew it back at him, and blew the guy up. And I was just like, holy crap. That was so good. So good. I mean, it was amazing. It was amazing. What about the final destruction of, what is it, IG-88? I think this is character?
IG-11.
IG-11. Yeah.
That was beautiful, man. Like,
but wasn't it fun?
Wait, was it fun?
No, it was fun. It was fun because it was a call. How spoiler, he blew himself up. It was a callback to how he first met the Mandalorian, how he kept trying to blow himself up. It's a simple thing called setup and payoff. And I didn't even realize that was a setup payoff situation. I didn't even realize when he blew himself up. I was like, wait a minute, he tried to do this in an earlier episode. And I thought it was a great moment. And all right, let me ask you, did you expect him to turn? Did you think he was like he was faking it?
No, not at all, actually. And you know what they did very good with this character is, we thought it was going to be a big character. He pretty much got killed off first episode. But it hasn't been since C-3PO that I've seen emotion through an emotionless thing.
Yes.
Other than C-3PO, he is the only other thing that hasn't been alive.
Well, I mean, hold on now. I think K2SO did really well. K2SO, it was K2SO and definitely K2SO more so than I guess he got more emotions. No, that's not true. He had many emotions, C-3PO, but K2SO definitely, and yes, IG-11 definitely. But I won't lie to you, I expected the other shoe to drop. I expected his real programming to kick in after the guy, after the Ugnaught was killed. That's what I expected, because I was like, maybe he was gonna be that way only because the Ugnaught was alive. Once Ugnaught died, some kind of switch would kick in and he'd go back to his original program. I expected him to turn. So the fact that he actually went out there and sacrificed himself, that was great. That was a great moment for us.
Yeah, I did it very well too. Even they took. What I'm saying about the emotion to a droid is how the Mandalorian, someone who hates droids, was sad the night, even the droid himself, it was acknowledged you're sad.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Character development. You're absolutely right. Is that he totally against droids, and he was trying to make IG-11 not sacrifice himself. He actually wanted him to be left alone. So the fact that you're right. Character development. My God, this is probably one of the best. If you put it all together, the best Star Wars movie, or one of the best in this new in the Disney era, because it's so good. It's so good. So, final thoughts about the finale, and then let's talk briefly, just a tip, about what we want to see in season 2.
The finale was probably one of my favorite episodes. Now, just overall, I like to say almost every episode left me with so many questions in a good way that I feel like season 2. I mean, each episode had enough for an additional season of its own.
Yes.
It was done
it
so
can be
well.
spin off anywhere.
Yeah, because it left so many possibilities to a galaxy to a universe that we really haven't seen in Star Wars outside of the Legends universe.
I agree. Oh, before we wrap it up and move on to the next topic, I definitely want to say that the female Mandalorian kicked ass. I just remembered it. That was the most brutal thing that I think we've seen in the Mandalorian. She cracked some heads, literally. She broke some arms, literally.
She melted a motherfucker.
Yeah. And again, I'm watching this entire scene. My mouth dropped, and all I can think of is, does Disney know this is on? Does Disney know this is on? This show gave me hope for Disney's acquisition of Fox and Disney's acquisition of Star Wars. Because, yes, it did, though. Because, do you see what The Mandalorian got away with on Disney Plus? Disney motherfucking Plus? Let's be reasonable. How did... I mean, I'm trying to figure out which committee said, yeah, that's family friendly. We'll put that on there. That shows us that, hey, Disney Plus is not going to be all sunshine and lollipops. This show is going to, there's going to be some really heavy stuff here, and you should watch and take Disney Plus seriously. After that scene, I mean, I was taking it seriously during The Mandalorian, but after that scene, when she cracked the head mount, the helmet of one of the stormtroopers, I sat back and said, all right, Disney Plus needs to be taken seriously as a real contender in more than just kid-friendly, family-friendly stuff. So that's what I just wanted to say. So yeah, for me, final thoughts, it was great. The series finale was fantastic. I mean, the fact that you saw him defeat a TIE fighter by himself, that's hilarious and amazing. He blew it up and it crashed. The Darksaber was fantastic. So all I can say is season 2. What do you hope for season 2?
All right, so let me break it down by the episode that interests me the most. The episode on Tatooine. I want to see how that ending carries on until season 2, whether it's Boba Fett or some kind of mysterious bounty hunter. Okay. The last episode, like the last 2 episodes, I want to see how that carries on with Moff Gideon, the Darksaber, the backstory up to why he has the Darksaber, and what's going to happen. Because I expected the blacksmith Mandalorian to die, but I want to see what happens with her and the clan that some got away, but most died. So I want to see that happens. And then I want more Baby Yoda, not like seeing him because he's cute, but like I want more background, species or whatever. Maybe your theory will come true. How you said it was, he's a amalgamation with the Force or whatever it is. That's my top 3 interest: is the ending of the Tatooine episode, the last 2 episodes, and then some background on Yoda.
I agree. I want to know, but with the Darksaber, it alludes that they're going to dive deeper into the lore and the history of the Mandalorians. I want to know more about the Mandalorians. I want to know what happened to Bo-Katan. I want to know what happened after, Sabine Wren helped, liberate, or fight the Mandalorians on their planet, on Mandalore. I want to know what happened. I want to know about the Purge. I want them to get into what happened with the Purge. What happened, who happened, because Star Wars Rebels alluded to them being okay, that they were going to go further. And the fact that from there, and if they're purged, where was Sabine, when this happened? Sabine was still on Lothal. Does she know they were purged? Was she purged along with them? There's certain connective tissues. I too want to know about the mysterious footsteps that we saw. It'd be interesting if Boba Fett really did survive and Boba Fett is taking on the bounty to take and steal back Baby Yoda, and I think that'd be really cool. A cat and mouse, an entire season of cat and mouse. Every couple of episodes, he pops up out of nowhere, and they fight and he has to get away. I'd love to see Slave One chasing him. That'd be great. And yeah, pretty much that's about it. I don't need to know more about Baby Yoda's species. It's not. All I really want to know is why is it so powerful, and what, if any, is its relation to Yoda, and I actually would like a time skip. You know what I'm saying? I don't want it to pick up right after. I'd like a year or two to go by, to be honest with you. I'd like it to be a cold opener, and he's being chased by somebody, and Baby Yoda has grown up a little bit, grown, only just a little bit, a little. Maybe he can talk. Something changes. The cute baby thing was great. I want to move on now. Give it like toddler worth. Let it speak like a toddler or something. Let it look a little bit bigger. That's what I'm hoping for. I don't want them. I think they've done well with Baby Yoda. They didn't milk it. They didn't ruin it. But if they do another season of just Baby Yoda, I think it's gonna get tired. So let them grow up a little bit. Because like this, they could have, like Baby Groot. Baby Groot was around for one movie, and when they moved to the next movie, it was teenage Groot. You know what I'm saying? They didn't milk Baby Groot all the way. Well, you just mute. I don't know what you just said.
I said plants grow fast.
Yes.
Obviously, Yoda's 50 years old.
True, but I didn't say like
that's just validity of why they might do it. But yeah, I agree. Yeah,
just a little bit. So
he's constantly wallowing around.
Exactly. So anyway, so that's it for us. It tells what you guys thought about the Mandalorian. We cannot wait to hit season 2. We know season 2 is currently filming, and we might get it at the tail end of 2020, hopefully. But I'm pretty sure Disney is gonna fast track this, because this is probably the only positive thing they got going on right now with Star Wars. So they gotta fast track this. And of course, Star Wars, the Clone Wars season 7, we got a release date for February 12th, I believe. So that's next month. So that's gonna be very interesting. So, but moving on. So. Email us, geekbros@yahoo.com, if you have your own comments, questions, concerns about what's it called, The Mandalorian, and what do you think is going to happen in season 2? We'd love to hear from you. We'd love a whole. I'd love a full comments and questions of nothing but you guys talking about Mandalorian. Let's have a conversation about that, because I do want to do the State of Star Wars special, and I want to do the Legacy of the Skywalker special, and I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. So when we do these specials, as we postpone our countdown to the 100th episode, that we can, talk about these things. So, moving on to Open Mic. All right. Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker plunges 71% at the box office the Friday after its opening. Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker passed 300 million domestic and 600 million worldwide, and it'll likely end the weekend with a neck-to-neck with The Last Jedi at 368 million in a 10-day accumulation. Disney and Lucasfilm Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker earned 26.2 million on Friday, soaring past 300 million in North America and 600 million worldwide. The film fell 71% from its 90 million Friday opening, which is neither an emergency nor an exceptionally good hold. Rian Johnson's The Last Jedi dropped 76% on the second Friday. Rogue One dropped 67%. The Force Awakens dropped 58%. So The Rise of Skywalker opened well below The Last Jedi, but it's having a stronger post-debut legs. What do you think about this, Flex, with the fact that it dropped 71% and it's making less than The Rise of the Last Jedi? Do you think that is The Last Jedi still hurting it? Is it Star Wars fatigue? Or is it just that the movie really is not being received well after everything?
I think unfortunately people are not watching this to prove a point that nobody gives a fuck about, right? Like, for example,
right.
If some guy tells me, oh, they watch it, it's stupid, my response is, I don't give a fuck if the guy asks me. And people are doing that to get some kind of validation or some kind of, just to be part of a group, I think. Because I'm sure you agree, it wasn't bad. I really enjoyed it.
No. It wasn't bad, and then the second time around, I liked it. So yeah.
Is The Last Jedi hurting it? Possibly, though I don't think so, because you and I really didn't like The Last Jedi. We still saw it. Even if it wasn't for the Geek Bros, I'm pretty confident we still would have seen it.
Of course.
I think it's when the Miami Heat was championship in Florida, people like my mom, people that barely spoke English, were fucking Miami Heat hats, were Heat bangers, it was a cool thing to do. And now I think the cool thing to do is hate on Star Wars. Like, really, you're not watching it. Why? I mean, if you can't afford it, I understand that. Okay, maybe people can't afford to watch it. I doubt it. I mean, we fucking saw it almost, well, 2 times, obviously.
Yep.
I think people are just jumping on this bandwagon that it's cool to dislike Star Wars, and we've seen it with many things. The movie was good. I think it deserved higher than 70%, even though C's get degrees. But for example, look at that Dave Chappelle. It got 0% on Rotten Tomatoes or something.
Yep.
But it was probably by far the best comedy special I've seen in a decade.
Agreed.
Next to Bill Burr. Him and Bill Burr are probably the best comedy specials out there. Which, by the way, Bill Burr is on the Mandalorian. Yeah, it's just tough. It's sad because it's these guys. Like I use that term all the time. The guys who like to sniff their own farts, bro. Like nobody cares what you brew in your head. Your opinion's your own. Okay, yes, you have a platform to speak about it, but is it making you any money? Is it gonna get you laid? I mean, you don't like something. Who cares? Like I don't know. Like it's just kind of irritating, but at the same time, it doesn't affect me. I'm still going to digest Star Wars, though I can see in the future how it can affect me. They get so much negative feedback that we won't get it. And then I'll be sad. Because, I mean, I don't really care so much for how movies are made if the story is done properly. For example, Dark Crystal is a great example. It's fucking puppets. It's fucking puppets, but a story was told that was pretty good. Team America is a great example. It's obviously stupidly made puppets, but the comedy story was told properly. I think people just focus too much on their own opinions. And here's one thing to get over. One, nobody's created equal. Okay? Also, one person cannot make a difference. Okay? I mean, sure, you can tell yourself that all you want, but right now, we're saying that we love Star Wars. Is that going to change that 71%? No. Your opinion, for the most part, won't make a fucking difference unless you become sheep and become a mass. And you just become a fucking tumor that keeps metastasizing and growing. Then you make a difference. But all you're doing is corrupting other cells coming with you.
Very true.
For no reason. I'm sure healthy cells don't want to be cancerous cells. But it just happens because you have this toxicity around you. So to those who give movies like this a bad review because it's cool, hey, first of all, your mom's a hoe and go fuck yourself.
And there's no other way to respond to that. I totally agree. If now with me, I genuinely, had an issue with the Last Jedi. I wasn't saying it just to be edgy. I wasn't saying to be a contrarian. I literally had issues with it, and I did it, but I didn't do it because it was a cool thing to do because it was hot. I actually felt so powerful about it, and I agree. There are a lot of people out there that are just hating on it and shitting on it just because they know it's going to get clicks. They know it's going to get good views. It's clickbait. So I totally agree. You guys will suck if you do that. All right, we're going to move on to Avatar 2 is still a thing. First concept art revealed. This article comes from Polygon.com. James Cameron 2019 film Avatar was once the highest grossing movie in the world. Over 10 years and one Disney theme land later, a sequel, which hits theaters 2021, will return audiences to the lush alien world of Pandora. The first concept art revealed by Cameron at CES shows off some new views of Pandora, looking as vibrant and kooky as the early 2000s desktop background.
That looks good.
It does look good. It does look good. The second installment of the would-be sci-fi saga was supposed to hit theaters in 2014, but then James Cameron was like, well, what if we had 3 sequels and shot performance capture underwater? So improvements in technology meant bumps in the schedule. Now the first of the 4 is planned to set the premiere on December 18, 2021. So do we even care anymore? I have to be honest with you. I didn't really like Avatar to begin with. That's one. But I didn't. It reminded me of Fern Gully, and it reminded me of, what'd you say? Say it again. I lost you. You froze.
It will change your mind.
It'll what?
It'll change your fucking mind.
What will?
When we watch it on acid.
Oh, of course, absolutely. I've been waiting for that forever. But it didn't really mean much to me. It was kind of cool. I saw it in 3D. It was one of the first things. But it was a very run-of-the-mill standard movie. I wasn't impressed by the story, and I've seen it done better in other movies. So I honestly have no interest or care about the sequels. I was actually hoping, I was being a little dick in the background, hoping that these things never came out, that we were just being trolled by Cameron. But do you care about Avatar 2, 3, 4, and 5?
I don't not care. It's not like Star Wars. I'm like fucking super excited and counting down, but it's like, oh
Right.
cool, fucking Avatar. Like, oh cool, Terminator. I'm gonna watch it. It's cool. I mean, it's fun to watch.
Right.
You know, the visuals are fucking stunning.
Of course.
Uh,
It was
you
stunning.
know, and I thought the story, which was it was the basic, colonizers coming to the Native American land story.
Yeah.
Just,
It was
reimagined,
Fern Gully meets Pocahontas. It was just like, I
which
mean,
doesn't fucking bother me. It's like watching any other fucking black civil rights movie. It's the same fucking shit over and over, except this looks fucking cool. And it's not some bunch of people white guilting people. So, yeah, this is fucking great. Do I care? Yes, in the sense that yeah, I would like to go see it, but do I care? Like, oh my god, I can't fucking wait. No, it's like, all right, if it happens, cool. Like, I know there is a plan for 7 movies.
oh
So
God.
it happens. It happens. You know what's funny? You ever watch a show on Hulu called Future Man?
Yes. Oh God, yes.
Remember the part when they break into James Cameron's house?
And the voice
Falls in love with the
and the
computer.
voice is Scarlett Johansson.
Well, then it's Sigourney Weaver. Go ahead, it's Scarlett
No,
Johansson.
Scarlett Johansson. It was Scarlett Johansson's voice,
Yeah.
and it was so funny. And every time she referenced Cameron, she called him the visionary, the magnificent, the awesome, the spectacular. It was great.
Well, it was funny at the end when he was saying goodbye to the computer, and the other guy was like, did he just speak Navi? I see you. That show is
great.
fucking good, man.
That shows we should do a review on that.
Let's do it, man. I can't wait till the next season comes out. The way it ended was pretty good.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. All right. Well, I guess that's it for Keeping the Geek Bros episode 91. We did this sucker in just over an hour. I can't tell you the last time we had an hour episode. So, you guys, I was lazy. I didn't get enough articles. So, of course, you can check us out on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Geek Bros with a 0, GEKBRO0S. Follow, share, subscribe, comment. Email us anything, geekbros0 at yahoo.com, GEKBR0S, yahoo.com. Listen to us. We're back weekly, Wednesdays, at SwoobyGeeksPC.com. Now, we might be changing our recording schedule to Mondays. We are discussing that with Garbanzo, and if so, we might actually start meeting in person more often again like we used to. So stay tuned for that. But of course, we will let you know if our recording schedule has changed, but it'll still be weekly. It'll just be Monday nights instead of Wednesdays. And of course, watch our video recaps and all of our Geek Bros content at youtube.com/VibeRev Studios. Shameless promotion before we wrap it up. Darth Flex.
One more thing before we wrap it up. Just a request I have for the audience. Before next episode, if you guys, before we get into The Witcher, before Vibe watches all the episodes, I would like to hear the thoughts of the audience, because there's a lot of memes coming up with The Witcher, which is pretty funny, but I want to know what they think and what they think of their portrayal of the female characters specifically. I think Geralt of Rivia is on fucking point, but yeah, Yennefer and Triss. Yennefer could be hotter, but her character wasn't too far off. My only issue with Triss is Triss must be hot as fuck. She's ugly. She has like a Benjamin Button thing going on. Like her face looks older than it should, but she's young. Like her body doesn't match her face. Also, she's like, I know I sound like a bigot saying this, but she's my color. I'm actually darker than she is. Triss is a fair-skinned redhead. And in this show, once she's not fucking hot, so normally my biggest fantasy would fucking like being able to bang Triss in a game. In the show, she's my color, has curly black hair, and I don't know. This is rubbed me the wrong way. Yennefer, I can forgive a little bit more because I mean it's somewhat close to the character, except she's short and not white, and her boobs aren't as big. But at least her character has some kind of resemblance to Yennefer. Triss, absolutely not at all. It just looks like some Mexican Dominican chick who decided to come into this world. Though it is still one of the greatest shows I've seen. Not as good as The Mandalorian, but it's still pretty good. The soundtrack is good. There's a very catchy song called Toss a Coin to Your Witcher. Super catchy. But yeah, I would love to hear the audience's reactions, their gripes on the female characters specifically, and what they thought of the show overall. Season 2 through whatever 8 they're gonna make is gonna be pretty awesome, man.
All right, and that's your audience question of audience question. So hit us up. We'd love to hear from you. I'm absolutely gonna start checking out The Witcher this week, and I'm hoping to have the entire series watched, and so we can review it in its entirety. If not, you'll absolutely get, at the very least, you'll get my my response to a couple of the episodes, and we'll go from there. I cannot wait. So thank you for tuning in. We're keeping the Geek Bros podcast, and remember, geeking out still sounds this good.
Keeping up with the Geek Bros.